In the centennial year since the passing of the founding principal and president of Tuskegee University, Booker T. Washington, who died precisely 100 years ago this year in 1915, we have had what Tuskegee University has always had, a very historic year. In fall, for our homecoming convocation speaker, we had TU alumna Marilyn Mosby and her husband, Councilman Nick Mosby, who now stand at the very center of many significant issues that come to bear upon Baltimore. Both of these are proud alumni of the university, but Marilyn Mosby was our speaker in homecoming. We also are looking forward to, on today, Admiral Michelle Howard, the first female, not simply first African-American female, the first female four-star general to bless us with her presence in our midst on today. We look forward to that. We also, on tomorrow, look forward to only the second time in the history of Tuskegee, a First Lady, sitting First Lady of the United States of America, and in fact, the First Lady of the United States of America to address our commencement graduates to come to our ceremony on Saturday. You may be wondering, why did I bring this up regarding our speaker today, Miss Judy Forte? Because she also equally is in line with that tradition. Let me explain. She serves as the superintendent of one of the premier, if not the most premier, National Park Service historic sites in the nation, the Martin Luther King Jr. Historic Site. She is not only a daughter of Mother Tuskegee, a daughter of Booker T. Washington as an alumna, but she also has a special connection to also the sitting president and the First Lady of the United States of America. She was personally charged with hand-delivering the Bible of Martin Luther King Jr. to Barack Obama when he was sworn in as president of the United States of America. Now, I don't understand if many of you don't understand what it means to work with the White House and the Secret Service. I can attest to you over the course of the past weekend that I have been looked at, examined, and examined fully, but to be entrusted with the honor of delivering the Bible to the sitting president of the United States of America with no other hands touching it other than hers. This achievement alone warrants her place amongst the many eminent women who are going to be speaking and gracing our presence on this weekend. But not only that, her selection comes from something much more deeper, much more profound, I think, in this significant time in the Tuskegee University history, particularly the baccalaureate service. She is indeed a believable, authentic, verifiable hero. What do I mean by that? In an age where we look at the Avengers, we go to the movies, we celebrate personages, not really knowing who the people are behind the personage, but who we think they are. This woman is a believable, relatable, authentic hero. You can track every single step since her graduation and her matriculation here at Tuskegee University in 1980 when she commenced. From 1980 to 2015, this woman has done nothing but win. 25, 35 years of successes that are listed in your biography. This is why she was selected. She was selected because when I want to put in front of the Tuskegee University graduating class the persons that best represent who they should emulate and model from day one upon walking across the stage, there is no one better than Tuskegee University alumna Judy Forte. It gives me the deepest honor, the deepest gratitude, the deepest pleasure to invite this woman of excellence, this woman of knowledge, this woman of leadership, and most importantly, this woman of service to be your baccalaureate speaker. Without further ado, I ask that you all join me in welcoming her with the roundest of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, my president, Dr. Johnson. I don't want to cry, so bear with me. This is so special. But good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am so happy to be back home, Tuskegee. Tuskegee University, the pride of the swift-growing South. The first HBCU to be designated a National Historic Landmark. And the only university in the United States to be a National Historic Site, managed by the National Park Service under the Department of Interior. For this humbling opportunity, thank you, Tuskegee University Board of Trustees. Thank you to the faculty, the staff, and of course, your tremendous president, Dr. Brian Johnson. He and his wife, Shamika, and I shared some rich civil rights history together recently at the Browns Chapel AME Church in Selma, Alabama, during the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Selma to Montgomery March. And what a great time we had. First, please allow me to recognize my husband, Michael Forte. He's been my friend, my lover, and my husband since I graduated here from Tuskegee. Now, I'm not here to push a marriage agenda. However, I am compelled to share with you graduates that a partner in life, in love, is wonderful. And all of you are here today because of a partnership. Hello to my family members, my Delta Sigma Theta Sorors, and my friends who came to celebrate the success of these graduates with me today. A special recognition to Superintendent Sandy Taylor and my National Park Service family, who together we proudly preserve, protect, and educate the world about the legacy of this historic campus, as well as national lands, resources, treasures, and other historic sites around the nation. With Mother's Day just 2 days away, happy Mother's Day, Mama. I love you. And happy Mother's Day to the other mothers of these fine graduates, and to all the fathers who are mothers. Thank you for what you do, and happy Mother's Day to you all. Now, I have intentionally saved the best for last. The 2015 class of Tuskegee University. Give yourself a round of applause. Because the next time you look around in church and everyone is dressed in black, it may be a little awkward to cheer. So go ahead, you got my permission now. Enjoy the moment and cheer. Give yourself another shout out. You deserve it. My purpose here today is just to remind you that that moving forward involves stepping. Now, no kappas, no sigmas, no alphas, no omegas. No, I'm not talking about that kind of stepping. The type of stepping that will take you on a life journey. We all know that a journey of 1,000 miles began with a single step. Well, each of you have begun your Tuskegee journey with a single step. That step has brought you here on the eve of your commencement in an undergraduate program in your respective majors. I have been in your seat, right over there, sitting right over there, dreading to hear another boring speaker, and anxiously waiting for my big commencement tomorrow. While I didn't have the First Lady of these United States, Miss Michelle Obama, to look forward to, I do understand and promise my speech will be short and to the point. And that point is, you are here to take another step in your life journey. Yours, completely yours. Not Dr. Johnson's, not mine, not mom, not dad, and certainly not Pookie's, but yours. Our journeys are not measured so much by the time we spend stepping, but how much of that time is spent appreciating and helping others, our institution, our environment, and being present in each of these moments. This is your long-awaited hour. This is your time. Your time has come. This world needs you and your contribution now. Whether you make an easy transition into a career or not, find your passion. Whether you become wealthy or not, and I hope you do, build what is unique to you. Whether you choose a career path now or later in the future, never be confused about who you are. Stand for what is special to you and what is special about you. Now, I would like for each of you just to take a moment to just imagine choosing a path that provides you with excitement, provides you with a purpose, and provide you with an inner satisfaction, feelings that you may never experience until you take that step. Graduates, what if you choose a path and follow in the footsteps of giants like your fellow Tuskegeean Amelia Borton Robinson, who helped organize the first of 3 marches from Selma to the state of Montgomery, Alabama, all the while being sensitive to the wrongs, the suffering, and the injustices of systematic racism, and yet be willing to be counted as one making a step to address those evils? Or what if your steps are in sync with fellow Tuskegeean attorney Marilyn Mosby? We just talked about her, the state attorney for the state of Maryland, Attorney General of Maryland, the youngest of our attorneys general in America. Attorney Mosby is responsible for bringing justice for Freddie Gray. Not white justice, not black justice, but justice for Freddie Gray, making that step. Or your steps may take you in the same direction of our late Tuskegean, Mr. Herman J. Russell, who built much of the Atlanta skyline, from the Georgia Pacific headquarters to the Georgia Dome, whose firm is a partner in a joint venture selected to build the new nearly $1.3 billion Atlanta Falcons Stadium. His company employs thousands, providing for them fair wages and health care. Now that is a giant step. Remember, you are making your steps. However you are guided, just know you can trust the Tuskegee tradition. And you can trust the Tuskegee trajectory. This tradition, this trajectory includes your capacity to not only receive, but to give back to society and to be valued for your achievements. Now, allow me to share a moment of my Tuskegee tradition. During my first assignment with the National Park Service, I was leading a guided tour at the McLean House, ironically, where the Civil War surrender terms were held at Appomattox Courthouse in Appomattox, Virginia. A visitor asked dismissively if I shouldn't be out back where the slave quarters were located. I stood up with the straightest back and proudly looked at him as only a Tuskegean can and said, "Not anymore. Not anymore." At that moment, it reminded me how we as a people throughout our history have risen and will continue to rise above the barriers of ignorance, of injustices, of inequalities, and of unfairness. At that moment, I knew that my purpose was to educate the world about our heritage and to be a steward of those iconic places that are so important to this and future generations. That was one of my steps. But back to you. This morning is all about you. Despite the Great Recession in 2008, you and your parents made this Tuskegee journey, and that began with a single step. You are here as a pre-course to your commencement exercise tomorrow, which is another step. But keep this in mind as you continue to step. It is truly important to give back, to leave each and every place, situation, and things that you touch in better shape than you found them. Give passionate and considerate to your community, and please don't forget your university. My motto is, if each one would help one, it would be a better world. It only takes one person to make a difference. What will you give back? Is it your time? Is it your expertise? Is it your experience? There are always ways to give back. I would like to challenge you to just remain inquisitive. Don't just ask questions, ask effective questions. And if the answer that you receive isn't satisfactory or not clearly understood, just ask more questions. While some of you may believe everyone is entitled to an opinion, I know, but only the informed can truly provide an opinion worth listening to. An opinion that would help you determine what is right and what is wrong. Now, the easy part of life is knowing the difference between right and wrong. The hardest part is standing up when you know things are wrong. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." I am continually inspired by Dr. King's prophetic wisdom and how his prophetic wisdom took on shape and form and delivered changes in our laws. Do you hear me? Changed laws. Do you hear me? changed laws. That's a step. And not just his step, he inspired others and they stepped. My desire is that as a student, you were inspired, that you were nurtured and educated, and you are now ready to take your next step. It will be a trajectory journey. And while you are stepping, always remember that Tuskegee tradition. Now, like me, your trajectory will take you places you never imagined you would go. Allow me to once again talk about my trajectory journey that the president mentioned in 2012. In 2012, I received a call from the White House and was asked if I could deliver Dr. King's Bible to the Senate building for the swearing in of President Barack Obama. When I got that call at my desk, I immediately fell to the floor. So once I got up and collected my thoughts, I said, oh yeah, I can deliver that Bible by any means necessary. So while I was traveling to D.C. with Dr. King's Bible on my back, I thought about where that Bible may have traveled before our journey. I thought about the times Dr. King spent in jail, perhaps reading the very Bible that I was carrying. I thought about the many churches that he may have used that Bible to preach from. And I thought about how he and the many other freedom fighters had died for our civil and human rights. That thought caused my body to shiver. Me, a Tuskegean, Judy Forte, caring for the president, Dr. King's Bible. Yes, that Bible, the one that he used in the states of Mississippi, the state of Alabama, the state of Georgia, the state of Louisiana, and the state of Illinois during the bloodiest time of the modern civil rights movement. And now that Bible would be used on the step of the Capitol, swearing in the first African American president of the United States from the state of Illinois. Wow. For me, that was a Tuskegee trajectory. Wow. You and I, graduates, are connected to an institution with a powerful legacy of courage, determination, dedication, and faith. As Christians, we talk a lot about faith, but I know it is faith that has allowed Tuskegee to develop deep roots, to grow powerful branches, and to produce great fruit for over 25 years. And graduates, you are now one of those branches. Even though you have already taken many steps, you have many, many, many more steps to take on your journey. I read the Bible, and I know the last chapter in the Bible tells us victory is ours. So our victory is ensured when we take another step. When we walk and don't get weary, knowing all things work for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his faith, his purpose. We take another step, knowing greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. We take another step, knowing that no weapon formed against us will prosper. We take another step, knowing that the Lord is my salvation. Whom shall I fear? We take another step, because eyes have not seen and ears have not heard the great things that are in store for us. If we just keep the faith. Now, now, while Tuskegee has prepared you to step into a new chapter of your life, each of your journeys and steps will be unique. And while each of your journeys will be unique to you, this trajectory, this tradition is confirmation that your personal journey is in alignment with your purpose and your passion. Why, it worked for me. For whatever the reason, the professors thought that I would be the right person for a National Park Service job that led me to eventually become the superintendent of the flagship historic site of the National Park Service, the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historic Site. Oh, I thank God for their trust. Tuskegean. I always felt I would be able to return to my university to say thank you. However, I just never dreamed that it would be done this way. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope I have done you proud. Class of 2015, remember there is a circle of life. Wherever you go, your path connects you not only to where you are going, but also to where you have been. Therefore, live your life the fullest. Be of service to the next generation. Love always and laugh at yourself first. And while you're taking your steps, you, and I mean your steps, write your chapter into the legacy of this great university. Now, to those of you who may have taken a short nap while I was talking, I need a small favor from you. Let me see your pictures. Let me see your Facebook. Let me see your Twitter. Let me see your phone. Hashtag trust the Tuskegee trajectory. Hashtag trust the Tuskegee tradition. Congratulations to you all. I am so honored to be in your presence today. Much love to you all. Thank you.